All right, let's hop into the gold price. Let's do a quick update. I was able to get into a very nice long on this Wycoff model. So let's go over that. First things first, let's look at the daily time frame. And as you can see, we had the break of structure here. We had the break of structure here. And we did come back and visit this demand zone here. So we had a demand range. This was your last major buy to sell on a high time frame. Came right back into it. And we started pumping. So let's take a look at the 4 hour. And this is how I break down all my trades. I always look at the higher time frame to see, hey, are we going to be pro trend, pro order flow? So we want to go in the direction of our trend. So once we came down to this big zone of demand here, and it was also a very nice fair value gap here on the lower time frames. So we'll go down to, I like this range as a 30-minute range personally. So as soon as I saw this tap 1 and tap 2 here, my eyes were automatically looking out for a tap 3. So I originally thought that we were going to come down, knock out this naked point of control, and it was going to give me a more refined entry off that order block, and it would have been a model 1. However, we decided to make that tap 3 here and as a model 2. So how did I get into this trade? So once I'm on the 30 minutes, I see my range and I see the tap 1, tap 2. I will come down here, and on this one, I used a 5-minute entry. And this one actually had a Wycoff within Wycoff. So we had our tap 1, tap 2, tap 3 as the higher time frame Wycoff, but we also, as we came down to the level, we also had another tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. So it was a model 2 inside of a model 2. So as we came down to have the third tap of the higher time frame model 2, we made a lower time frame model 2 here. And you can pull your fib here. And yes, we came right into our golden pocket, hit the 786 almost to the dollar. And that was also another nice confluence for the area to look for our third tap in the higher time frame. Why? Because what is that telling us? It's telling us that we are getting in an extreme discount of this range from low to high. So this is the money area to look for a model 2. So how do we confirm that? So we had tap 1, tap 2, tap 3. So we take the highest point from tap 2 to potential tap 3, and we take our structure. Yeah, we're on the 5-minute. So we take a look at our structure and follow it down. And that was your structure. So we broke this high, and as soon as we break that high, we mark it in. Now, what I did as soon as we started having a change in the state of delivery on these candles here, you could easily see that we had numerous 5-minute green candles over and over and over again, and started almost one time framing up on a very small time frame. And we broke this internal high as well. So I was like, okay, we're going to mark it in. We bounced from the VWAP. We bounced from the golden pocket. We're coming up to a change in structure here. We've got all the signs that we want to have. And we hit the target this morning. Almost a 4-hour trade locked in. So what are we looking for next? Well, we are actually coming into our next point of interest. So we're going to watch what we do here. New York just opened. So I usually don't take any trades on the New York Open. I usually like to wait at least for the A period to be over. So for the first 30 minutes. Sometimes I also like to watch the initial balance, so the first hour. But we will take a look and keep our eye on this point of interest to see if we can find a potential short here. Now, if we take that high to this low, we can also see that we are right at the golden pocket currently. So right now, be eyeballing on if we can break structure. So this would be our low to break currently. Now we could keep going up and we create more structure, which I would rather do. Let's go ahead and put that there real quick. So this is going to be the potential break of structure. However, I would like it to break this structure. Maybe come up to the 786 and then have a nice break. So that way we're into premium pricing just a little bit further, and it'll create a better liquidity wave below us to take out all the previous longs here. Or maybe at least down to this wave right here. Have a fair value gap right here. Or if it's extremely bullish, it might only come back to the VWAP because you are counter trending a lower time frame uptrend. However, if we are going to continue down on the higher time frames, this is the higher time frame point of interest to look at. So that's why we want to really see a solid shift in structure. So this also might be one of those times where I look for more of like a 10-15 minute market structure shift instead of just a 5 or 3 minute. Or we could use the lower time frames and see if we get like a double break of structure. So instead of getting in on the first break of structure, I'll want to see it break one more time and then follow it down. So that's what I'm looking for today. If we do have news, so let's be aware that we do have FOMC today at 2 p.m. New York Eastern. We have CPI tomorrow and PPI on Friday. So we will have a bit of volatility. Gold has been on a mega bull run. This looks like a very nice accumulation, very nice low put in. So it wouldn't be out of the question that we're just going to break through the supply and continue on making new all-time highs as well. So that's why I'm very hesitant on the shorts, even though we're in a nice area. We cannot deny that we have had a nice structure break on the 4-hour time frame with a very nice accumulation model. So this thing could run up and make a new all-time high. So with that said, we will keep our eyes on everything, and I'll keep you tuned in to what's coming up next.